Hey everybody, Mark here. Today I'm going to work on the 750 project bike. I'm wanting to get this into a startable state, okay? So today the plan is I'm going to put the battery box back in, hook up all the electrical, and I'm finally going to do the oil. So I'll get down under here, drain it all out, put a new filter on, put new oil in, and I've got air filters on both sides. And I've noticed on my floor down here, I've got little puddles, and I think it's oil. And I think that's what this discoloration, this darker black on this covering is, and it's right here. So I have a feeling that there's oil inside of here. Now, the filters that these things use, you take 30 weight oil and you massage it into the filter. That way it kind of grabs the dust and grime and stuff like that. But there shouldn't be that much to where it's leaking all over the floor. So I think that they probably overfilled this with oil and it may have pushed past the rings and stuff like that. Hopefully they didn't cause any damage, but we'll see. All right, let's get into this. All right, let's see if I can remember how this thing goes. It's been a while. I have already put the new rectifier on, and I'm hoping I can get this in without having to take that back off. That's a little tough bracket, maybe a little easier. All right, I can do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to. I gotta take that rectifier off. And then once I get the battery box in, I'll put it back on. All right, let's give it a shot this way now. There we go. All right, so I got that in. Now I can turn it to where I can have the bottom facing me. And then I can put the rectifier back on. Now this is not the OEM rectifier. This is an aftermarket thing, and the bolts that they gave me were too short, so I actually had to go out and buy different bolts. And this one here actually has a pigtail line with a connector on it, where the original rectifier didn't have anything like that. All they had was just the plug was actually built into the unit. All right, let's see if I can get this spun the proper way now. Just like that. All right, now on this one here, on this mounting screw, I have to have this black line. I'm thinking that's just the ground wire, negative return, whatever you want to call it. There we go. All right, so that's just finger tight, and that's all I'm going to do for now. I'm just going to get everything finger tight. Okay, so that one goes down here onto these. You know, for the life of me, I can't remember where this went. Oh, you know what? I think it goes onto this. It actually gets put on here. It's been so long since I've done this. I'm having a hard time remembering where things are supposed to go. This line here actually goes on. So this little unit gets held in place with these little grommets just on these little flat, I don't know, tabs that you want to say. And then on this screw right here is where this attaches. Then I'll put on the washer, I'll put on the nut, I will tighten that one up. There, just like that. If I remember right, I'm actually going to have to take this off again because I cannot get my I can't access the screws here. I mean, I could probably put them in by hand, but especially the one at the bottom, it's going to be really quite a tight fit. So let me put this one in on the top. Yeah, because down here, I can get my fingers in there, but I don't think I could get the actual screw on. So I'm going to, oh, sorry, you guys can't see what the hell I'm doing. Zoom me out. Okay, so this is what I just put in. And I can reach up here and get this nut just fine. Or bolt, I should say. But down here, it's going to be kind of awkward. And I don't think I can get my tool in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to unmount it. Battery box is loose. Oh. And I just want to get this turned like that so I can at least reach the spot right there. All right, so I got that one on. Now I can put this screw back on and get it remounted, or semi-mounted. All right, so now I'm going to try to get this put back on. These actually take Phillips heads. All right, so that's all the way on. I think I'm gonna secure up the rest of the battery box, because I don't think I should have to take it off anymore. All right, back in here is this unit, and it uses these long bolts to put it on, but there's also like a spacer that holds it away from the battery box. I don't know why, but that's just the way it does. So got to put the bolt in here and through the hole. See if I can get it. All right, so this is the unit that I've been talking about, and I've got the bolt through it, and then I got to put the sleeve on the bolt, just like that, and then that all gets bolted right. There's like a little bend in the battery box, and that's the threaded area right there. So let me see if I can get my socket on there. I may have to go with the smaller socket. We will see. All right, I think it's on. I think it's threading on. All right, that is nice and secured. So everything on this side is done up, including the mounting bolts. This side is done up on that unit. These are done up, and this is all on. And I have no idea what this was for. There's nothing dangling. There's nothing. I'd have to look at the wiring diagram to figure all that out. All right, let's go on the other side and work on that. All right, I'm going to try to finish working on this unit. This is going to be a little bit harder on this side because I got the exhaust in my way. Bolt goes in there. Spacer. I know you're not seeing much of anything, but I'm trying to hold the socket on the head of the bolt and give it a little tension as well so that the ratcheting actually happens. I'm only getting like a couple of clicks off the ratchet. Oh, see what I mean? It's a tight fit. There we go. Oh, all right, finally got that on. Whew. Big hands, tight quarters, doesn't always work. All right, so this is that's the pigtail to my rectifier. And this here is the connector for it. So let's hope that everything lines up the way it's supposed to. All right, so that's right. Don't know what I want to do with that right now, but hey. All right, then this little bolt holds that top. This big tab goes into this bottom of the battery box, and then this bracket goes onto the top, and then it just bolts in, and it kind of pinches that this unit in. All right, so that's attached. Now this right here, this little bracket right here, this little tab, there's a little grommet, a little rubber grommet that slides into. Here, let me bring you down and I'll show you exactly. So this little rubber grommet right here, and this little tab right here actually goes right into that slot. Well, it might be easier. I'm not saying it is, I'm just saying it might be easier. Take it off, put it on here, and then put the rubber onto the battery box. Oh yeah, that was a lot easier. We got all the electrical components hooked back up. I'm just going to put in the last two of the mounting bolts. All right, there we go. Battery box is all put back on. Just trying to figure out where I want to put this with all that extra cordage and everything. I might just take this and wrap it around here a little bit. There, kind of like that a little bit better. Okay, let's get the battery hooked up. All right, see if I can get this battery to slide down in there, just like that, and get my bracket put on. Okay. It's in there and everything's on. So all I need to do is take my screwdriver now, back these out. Alright, that one's on. And the negative lead is on. Okay guys, with the battery and the electronics all hooked back up, I want to start moving on. Let's do the oil next. Okay guys, towards the front of the engine is your bolt. It's a 17 millimeter. All right. I can see a crush washer on there, so I'm gonna make sure that that comes off. Let's see what we get to drain out of here. Holy shit. That's got gas in it too. All right, hold on. All right. Get my gas bucket. All right, I think this will be the last of it. I don't think there's too much left. Okay. While that's still finishing, I'm going to try to loosen up this right here. This is a pre-screen, just like on the 1600. Mallet time. You know what? Let's get a small breaker bar on there. I think somebody's rounded this off already. Yep. Oh, frack. Since I'm going to have to replace this, I might as well put some vice grips on there and see if I can torque that fucker off. Oh, God. Oh. All right, so I tried the vice grips on that pre-screen bolt head, and I just rounded it off even more. I mean, it was just, it will not let go. It really won't. I may end up having to get Don to come in maybe with a little welder or something like that, weld a new bolt head on it, and maybe then I'll be able to get it to crack off. But right now, it's not coming off. I used my vice grips on there. I kept on tightening up and trying it again and tightening it up a little more and doing it again, and every time I did that I just shaved off more metal. So yeah, right now it ain't coming off. But my biggest concern is how much liquid I got out when I drained the oil, because there was probably about 2 gallons of liquid that came out of there, and I mean, this thing's only supposed to have like a gallon of oil in it. So yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that. I've called Don, or I texted him, and I'm waiting for a reply back, you know, on what he thinks may be causing that much gas to get into the oil. Yeah, just in my mind, I just cannot wrap it around. There's got to be something going on that I just am not thinking about. You know, I'm hoping that Don will get in touch with me soon, and he'll hopefully give me some good news on, oh yeah, maybe it's just, you know, been laying on its side for a couple of years, and you know, it flows this way and through that, and it you know, would have filled the tank that way, you know, if it had been sitting on its side for a couple of years or something like that. I'm hoping he'll say something like that, but because everything right now that I'm thinking of, it'll probably involve me ripping off the top end, which it's something that, you know, with these project bikes you have to do. But I want to continue with the video. I'm going to continue taking the oil filter off. I still want to get the air filters done. So yeah, let's just keep going with the video, and we'll see how far we can get with it. Okay, cool. See what happens when I take this oil filter off. Wow, look at that. There's almost nothing in there. I mean, it's wet, but it's drained out completely. Okay. I did put the bolt back in, just hand tight. Let's see if I can find it. I think I'm just going to let this stay open. No oil filter, no drain plug, and no fill cap over here. And I'm just going to kind of let that air out as much as possible. All right, I spent a little time and cleaned up that gassy oil mess on the floor. And it's not perfect, but it's better. All right, but anyway, still got the filler hole open just to help vent out any gases and stuff from the gasoline that was in there. Still have the filter off, still have the drain plug out. But now what I want to do is I want to attack these air filters. So 3 Phillips head screws. And they also have little washers on them. So make sure you're grabbing the washers as well. All right. Yeah. Oil, gas oil on the bottom of the cover there. It looks like this is actually saturated pretty good. And these screws aren't in very tight either. Just basically hand tight. At least that one was. This one's not too bad. But you can see the dark line, and that's all saturated with gassy oil. But I am actually going to take this out. I mean, look at all that. Look at that. Just saturated. That off. You know what? I think I'm going to actually take this inside and clean it. So that's what I'm going to go do. All right, I got them all cleaned up. Whoop. Don't have any oil on them. I mean, that's still black, you know, dark black because it has been just saturated with oil. But the inside's all cleaned out. I don't have any oil residues or anything in there, so I'm happy there. Now, these type of filters, what you do with them, you know, I could take it and just dump a little bit in here. And then you just sit here and you just squeeze it. You're not rolling it or anything like that. You're just squeezing. Because these seams here are all glued and you don't want that glue to come apart. They do sell a foam sealer that you can put on here and it becomes really tacky. Usually those are reserved for dirt bikes and adventure bikes and stuff like that. But okay, I got it all over my hand, so I'm going to say that's good to go. Put it on the netting or on the mesh form, whatever you want to call it. All right, just like that. You have a little bit of a lip that goes over the white framing. All right, so that's all good to go. You can see through the holes there, so I can put my screws in. You know what? Before I do this, I'm going to take a towel and wipe up. I just realized that there's a bunch of oil in here, so I'm going to take a towel and wipe that up. That oil probably wouldn't do much of anything as far as the operations of the bike, but I'm trying to basically give this bike a new life, so I want everything as pristine as possible, you know, without it being ridiculously stupid. Okay, on this side, this looks all good. The air comes in through this hole here, and then passes through the filter and goes that way into this black piece that kind of goes across the tank, just under it, and then goes into the carburetor from here, along with other parts of the engine as well. There's more than just one thing, it's not just carbs that get the air, there's a couple other things. All right, so now I can take this, put it in here. All right, so there we go. There, so that filter is put on. Now I can go ahead and put the cover back on. And I think while I'm here, I'm going to give everything over here just a quick wipe down from all that gassy oil and crap that's been over here. So just everything over here just kind of gets a quick little wipe down. At least I can say that everything on this side of the bike is well lubed. All right, now that's a little loose, but it's because when I was working on getting the carburetor out of here, I took these off and I didn't need to. And everything in here is just hand tight right now. So those are actually still loose, but I suppose I could tighten them up. Yep. All right, so those are tight. I'm actually tightening this up. I can see the oil squishing out from around it. All right, so that's all tight. A little bit more wipe down. All right, let's go on the other side and do the other one. Back when I was working on the carburetor and I was stupidly removing the whole air intake, the whole filter system, the whole housing and everything, it's basically that bolt and that bolt. I noticed a hole on the back of this one. And on the other one where I said that the air came through that hole, well, it's that hole, but it looked bigger than what it should have been. It looked like there was a mouse that was chewing on it. So let's see what we got inside of here. So there's the gasket, which can come out. It's no big thing. I'll just put it back on. But yeah, there's the hole that's supposed to be here, but you can see that there's a big, huge portion that's cut through right here where a rodent has gotten in there. And you can also see how they kind of chewed their way, and there was probably something small that was actually nesting in here, so it was actually chewing up the filter here. I'm not seeing any signs of them getting through the metal filter cage, so it looks like they were just basically around this one filter, just the foam itself. So yeah, a little old. Take the cage off. Yeah, there's a couple of droppings in there. So again, I'm going to take this inside, get it all cleaned up. I can get this all wiped down. Oh, this mounting bracket here, there's a screw in there to hold the nuts and stuff, and that's actually kind of broken just a wee little bit. Yep, those are definitely mouse droppings. See? Those are mouse droppings there. Place this gasket back in, just like that. And then back inside to clean this up. I'm just looking at this little piece that's supposed to go here at the mice chewed around. I'm just trying to decide if I want to get a little glue And I can at least glue that in. Technically, I think it'd be like this. I could just glue that in, but technically I don't really need it at all. So I could just throw it away. So this is all you're doing is just squeezing it. I'm not rolling it in a ball. I'm not pulling on it. I'm not stretching it. All right, that should be good. Put the cage on it. Got it all covered up. Now they have these little notches on there. I don't know what these little notches are for, so. Again, just finger tight is all I'm doing. Okay, let's get the cover on. Okay, there we go. That's it. That's the oil and the air done. Well, kind of done. And that I still don't have oil in it. I still have not heard back from Don. Sorry, I'm sweating a little bit. It's hot today. Well, damn it, guys. I wanted so badly to try to get this thing started, but having that oil full of gas, I want to talk to Don before I proceed any further to see if there's something maybe on the top end that I have to do. I mean, maybe it'll be okay, maybe it won't. I don't know. But I want to give any residual liquid in there, the gas, time to evaporate out of there. So yeah, I just want to kind of leave everything open right now and just let it be. I mean, maybe that's the wrong thing to do, you know, maybe by doing that, it'll start rusting parts on the inside. I just don't know. But anyway, I'm closer. I really am. I got the oil out of there. I got the new air filters on. I got the battery on. So it's ready to go. I just want to be reassured that if I put oil in there, that everything's going to be fine. And I don't really want to put oil in there just to have me drain it out later. You know what I mean? All right. So I'm going to end this part of the video here. Once I talk to Don and see what he thinks the issue could be and why there was so much gas in the oil, and if he can reassure me that, you know, maybe there's nothing wrong with the engine itself, you know, maybe it's just from laying on its side for 15 years. I just don't know. But yeah, if he can reassure me that there's probably more than likely nothing wrong, it's just from having to have been sitting for so long, then I'll take that. I'll dump some oil in it and we'll try starting it up. Okay guys, so this is where I'm at. I talked to Don and he gave me one of 3 issues that could cause all that gas to end up in the oil. Issue number 1, probably the most severe, is that one or both of the heads are warped. I would have to take them off, have them milled down, or replace the heads completely. I've already priced them out. I think I can get a head for anywhere between $50 and $80, okay? Or I could just take it to a shop and CNC the head flat again, basically, is what the issue is. I could have blown the head gasket. The head's fine, but maybe the gasket just blew itself and you know, just wore out. So that would be a nice easy fix. I could take it off, put the new gasket on, and away I go. The third issue, and maybe it could happen, is that there's blowback going through the rings of the piston itself. So there is that issue, or that option of what's going wrong. So I do have a few things to kind of go on now, but he said I should be able to put oil in it and try to start it up. So that's what I want to do. This is how I want to end this video, with the bike running. I'm hoping. Oh, I am so hoping. So I've got my oil sitting here on the counter. I got 1040 oil. I got my filter here. I got to put that on yet. And then, yeah, I got to put the plugs back on, pour the oil in, and then put the cap on as well. So let's finish this up. Okay guys, first things first, I want to just feel around here, make sure that the original rubber gasket had come off, and it did, because I actually didn't look at it. And what I mean is this little black gasket right here, a lot of times those will come off, so you want to make sure that it's not stuck onto the engine down here. So this is ready to go. I'm going to take a little bit of clean oil, just dump it in a cap and smear it on that gasket. Hey Del. Hey. Got my friend Del here. He's hoping to see this thing start for the first time. All right, so I got a little bit of oil smeared on there. Let's get that screwed on. There we go. Just try to get it as hand tight as possible. That's all you need. All right, here's my drain plug. Find the hole there. And should be able to pour in 4 quarts. But I'm gonna go nice and slow with it to make sure that it's getting around everything. I don't wanna overflow it over the top. All right guys, got all my oil in. Put my cap back on. All right guys, moment of truth. Is it gonna blow up on me, or is it gonna run? Let's find out. All right. Helps if I turn it on and run, huh? Oh man, that peacock is so hard to move. I know it's taking a while because the gas has to go through the carburetor and everything. Come on. Shit. It went right through my filter. Well, at least it runs.
Right.
I gotta see if I can find the old filter and see what they had on there. Okay guys, I put the new oil filter on, and you can see back here, it is not flush with the head, it's sticking out. So yeah, I did not realize that the filter was not up against the head, and I did do a size comparison, and there is a difference. Now what I'm using, the bike calls for, I'm using that, God, what brand is that again? High Flow Filtro. Same brand as the air filters that I used. And so it's the High Flow Filtro filter, HF, was that 202? Is that what we said? Yeah, I'm talking to my friend Del. And this had a Fram PH6010A. And I did a size comparison. I actually stood them up, and this was probably about a 1/4 inch longer, wasn't it? Yeah. So I don't know why it's like that. Maybe they put a new coupler on there or something, and it does not take the stock filter anymore. So I need to go get one of these PH6010A filters, or the equivalent of it anyway. So balls, guys, that was a waste of 4 quarts of oil. But it started. That's the good part. That's what I can take out of this. The bike actually started. It took a little while because the gas had to go through the carburetors and everything like that, but it started. All right, guys, so I got that big oil mess all cleaned up. I pulled the old oil filter out of the trash. Luckily, I still had it. And yeah, it's a different oil filter for some reason. The stock one is just a little bit shorter than the one that's on there. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they put a different oil filter coupler on there and the threads were a little longer or what. But yeah, it was different. But I went and got a new oil filter, got new oil, got it all topped off. Double check. Okay, key in. Yes, I did it. I did it. It's alive. It works. It runs. Now the big problem is why was all that gas in the oil? And I'm going to have to figure that out. Don't know exactly. I do have a cylinder compression kit, so I can actually test the compression. Oh, that's why it didn't start well. I actually had a spark plug off. There we go. I had a spark plug wire pulled off. That's why I had such a hard time starting. There we go, got the idle adjusted well. I'm excited, guys. I'm really excited. Yeah, for some reason I had a spark plug wire on this side pulled. I must have pulled it for some reason and forgot about it. No oil's leaking anywhere. My indicator lights up here say that my left turn signal is on, but it's not. The front and right one works, but the other ones just aren't working. But my indicator light is still on even though the blinkers are off. Horn works. I've got no front light at all. So I'm gonna have to figure that out, see if it's electrical or what. I still need to get the new speedometer on there. But now, here, let me. Okay, but now, the big announcement is I think I do want to bobber this out. I've got it running for now. I still am waiting on the title. I did finally hear from the DMV. They needed me to go get a, I think it's called a surety title, S-U-R-E-T-Y. Actually, it's surety bond. So I had to go get that bond certificate, send it back to the DMV, but they sent me a letter saying that once they receive that surety bond, then they will issue me my title. So I sent it off. It's been a little while and I still haven't heard back. I'm sure it's going to probably take another month or more. But I mean, everything's going my way right now. I'm going to be able to get a title for this. I got the bike running. It's a good day today. And like I said, I am making the announcement that I am going to bobber this out. How exactly, I'm not sure. But I'm not going to worry about the dent here. I'm going to just get Bondo and just fill that in. I mean, it's only maybe pushed in 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to Bondo over that. I'm going to paint everything. I'm going to get everything cleaned up. So yeah, I'm a happy guy. And I noticed too that there wasn't a lot of smoke that was coming blowing out either. So it's not burning up oil or anything. I'm a happy guy. I'm a very happy guy. All right, this is Mark saying thanks again for watching. I will see you on the road, and it might just be on this. Yeah.